Hi, I'm Lisha and I'm here with Laura Spanjian. She is the Sustainability Director here in Houston, and we're right outside of City Hall, and you've done some wonderful things with gardens around here. So tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. So this is our sustainable food triangle right around us. This is one point of the triangle. Mayor Parker launched a few months ago a City Hall Victory Garden. And as you can see, the tomatoes and Swiss chard and all kinds of herbs like parsley, cilantro, basil growing right in the heart of downtown Houston. And then across, down the ways, about a block down, we have another set of 30 container gardens that's maintained by the staff at the Public Works building. And then every Wednesday, we launched also a few months ago a City Hall Farmers Market. So we were teaching people how to grow vegetables right in an urban setting, how to buy local, how to eat local, and people are loving it.
You know, this is fantastic. Right here in Concrete City, we have all this cement and buildings, and you have managed to pull off local gardening. And they're these containers. What are they called?
These are our container gardens, and we call it our City Hall Victory Garden. And they have many uses. I mean, obviously they're teaching people how to grow vegetables. But as you can see, we had a huge rain yesterday. They're actually absorbing the rain. We actually have a rain garden right over there that we're showing how you can actually have plants in a container that will survive when it rains a lot, and it does in Houston. And so we're teaching people how to build rain gardens. And it decreases flooding, just as some of the other things we're trying to work on in the city. I mean, we have the initiative that was passed, Renew Houston, that we're trying to build different ways of trying to reduce flooding. We're looking at doing a green roof on one of our buildings as a demonstration project. We want to do permeable pavement to try to absorb some of the water and runoff. And of course, our amazing garden. So we're doing a lot of things to try to absorb water into the earth where it's needed.
Well, this is a wonderful idea. It seems like the mayor really wants to put Houston on the map to being the greenest city around.
She does. She wants to make Houston the greenest city in the United States.
And let me ask you a little bit about these rain containers. Mm-hmm. What can you tell our local suburban people what they could do about collecting the rainwater?
Oh, yeah. So they can buy a container at any hardware store, just like these containers right here for our vegetables. And you put in some soil and rocks. And then there are different types of plants that you can buy that really do very well. They live very well immersed in water. And you can buy them at any of your local nurseries. And you can go online and look up plants that do well in rain gardens. And then all you do is leave them in there, fill it with water once. It stays, and they grow and they thrive. And then when it rains, it just keeps replenishing itself. It's really great.
Now, can we somehow harvest rainwater and use it in our gardens and around the place?
Absolutely. We did last October. We provided to Houstonians a half-price rain barrel and compost machine day.
Really?
So you could go pick up rain barrels for half the cost that they sell retail, and we sold over 2,500 of them. So it's really so easy. You can either buy them at your hardware store or make your own out of a garbage can and a little bit of mesh wire, and you can harvest rainwater and then use it in your garden during the days that it's dry. It's very easy, and again, it reduces flooding and it's reusing water.
You know, it's just the smartest idea, but what about mosquitoes?
Oh, you know, some people can put little mosquito. There's little mosquito deterrents they can put in the rain barrel, but really the rain barrels are closed, so mosquitoes don't really get in that much.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Excellent. It really is. As far as living out in the suburbs where I do in Clear Lake, there is a new permaculture or perma blitz going on, a transitioning Clear Lake people and teaching them how to grow their own vegetables, well, neighbor to neighbor. I might grow potatoes and carrots and beets, and you may do squash, tomatoes, and bell peppers. So as things harvest, we share it.
So great.
And that cuts down the footprint.
Absolutely.
Of trucking in foods from Chile, Mexico,
California even.
Yep. And we have this setup where the beautiful front yards and backyards are set up already with the water systems So most people don't even realize how easy it is for them
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
actually.
We've been doing a lot of sort of urban gardening, teaching how people can do a lot in small spaces. But in areas of Houston that do have a lot more space, we're really trying to try to educate them to do exactly what you just said: build vegetable gardens,
Right.
get rid of their grass, which takes a lot of, let's see, their St. Augustine grass, which takes a lot of water, uses a lot of water, and replant it with climate appropriate plants, drought tolerant plants, and of course vegetables and herbs.
Give us a suggestion. What type of replacement?
Oh, there's so many different types of things you can do. I mean, all these vegetables, they're seasonal. So when you go to the nursery, they will help you and tell you exactly what you plant. I mean, the things we planted here in October were different than the things we planted in June because of the seasonal nature of the produce. So we planted okra across the street, but we couldn't plant it here.
Wow.
I know. And these are all really fall greens and fall herbs. And then, we're going to plant again in the spring. There'll be a different crop then as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many people in our local nurseries that are very knowledgeable about what to plant, how to do it, and we just want to continue to invite people to do more of it because it's so easy, and it ends up saving you a lot of money.
Well, what about the solar wind project that's going on here as far as energy?
Right. So
green energy.
Right. So we have two major initiatives. One is our wind purchase. We're the largest purchaser of renewable energy in the country.
We are?
We are. 33% of our portfolio is wind.
Go, Mayor Anise.
Yeah, it's great. And so that's a huge initiative of the cities. We're going to try to see if we can even increase that further. And then for solar, we've done some small solar projects. We have solar at a building right across the street, our City Hall annex. We also won a grant for solar generators so we can use them during disasters or hurricanes, etc.
Okay.
And we actually formed this partnership with the University of Houston, and they're designing these solar-powered container offices that actually act as generators as well. And so the city's going to purchase 25 of them and put them at key places throughout the city, like fire stations, parks, etc. So we're really excited about that partnership and really excited to have these solar-powered container offices all throughout Houston for people to use, not only when there's a disaster, but at other times of the year as well.
Well, the nanotechnology right now is really going towards solar. Everyone's saying China is the leader for that right now. But here in Houston, what are they doing as far as grants and education and encouraging our engineers to kind of really focus on the nanotechnology?
Right.
Because I understand there's now solar is not only panels any longer. Solar is on these little flexible pads.
Yeah.
Where they can store these energies right in there.
Right.
And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
you can.
solar is there's so much more you can do around solar technology. In the next few years, you're going to see an explosion. You might even see solar in paint, where you paint your house with solar.
Yeah, I hear you could paint the roof.
Right, which would be fantastic.
Replaces those big panels. So we can be the leader for that.
We can. So we want to encourage startups to come here. We want to encourage people to be bold and creative. We're working with people like the Houston Technology Center to try to work with startups to do more of this work. We're also trying to encourage people to come here and manufacture solar panels or the next solar item in Houston. There's a couple of companies that have come to us and talked to us about wanting to do that, and we're going to do everything we can to help them locate here.
And that means more jobs for Houstonians.
Absolutely.
And we can really lead in the green.
We want to lead in the green.
Green for the money and green for the planet, right? More jobs.
More
jobs here in Houston.
Yep.
What has that been? How's that been doing?
Yeah, I mean, we really are trying to create more jobs and grow more jobs in the green sector, particularly around new technology, startups, and we're just going to continue that. I mean, we're working on, right now, we're looking at a couple initiatives to try to expand our green jobs program.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.